over your last 30 years, have you found that personally there's anything you've reflected on and thought, do you know what, I could have either got more support from the job, or it's an experience that I've realised it's affected my own mental health and has brought you to be able to do the role that you've done so successfully, might I add, because you've drawn on your own personal experience. Is there anything that you found has assisted you?
Yeah, I mean, I always talk about how things creep up on you, and certainly, when I had a bit of a crash in my personal life. The job is just full on. And it wasn't an environment where you would talk about struggling at home because of a relationship issue. And so you feel a little bit like at work, people are diving out of the way into broom cupboards to avoid you. Here's somebody else who's going through a divorce. But I think the thing is with it, first and foremost, I had to take responsibility for the fact that I hadn't prepared myself. I wasn't even aware of this stress that was building up. And my big problem's always been sleep. I've to really, really poor sleep my entire life. And when I'm stressed, it just gets even worse, which compounds it. And so I think, when those things come together, the physical and the psychological, over something like a work-related or a personal issue, you can very quickly escalate into problems. Now, fortunately, I remarried a psychotherapist. So, at the end of the day, I got my own counselling around this sort of stuff, and very positive, supportive conversations around it. And that's really what's led me to be quite passionate about wellbeing, because I think I could very quickly have left the job, or I could have gone down a different route and fallen out with the organisation quite easily. I could see it happening. I was in quite a senior role at the time. I was a superintendent. So, I wasn't getting chucked from pillar to post, getting my duties cancelled at last minute and all this sort of thing. So I know how it happens because I've experienced it, and you can lose good people. So my reflection on it is, I'm sleeping slightly better even after 2 or 3 weeks, but it's always work in progress. And you've got to work on your own personal awareness of these things and spot it early, and do what you can yourself. But having said that, you've got to work in an environment that's helpful, particularly in the job that we do, because otherwise we lose great people sometimes, which is sad to see. And the nature of our work, it's incredibly challenging. I look at some of the young officers and the jobs that they go into, and it would be abnormal not to be affected. That's what we're now starting to land with people. Of course you're going to be upset about that. Of course it's depressing. Yeah. The job isn't all excitement. There is a lot of really sad stuff that people see every day. Awful stuff. So first thing to say is it's okay, because that's a normal human response. That's why we want you to work for us, because it affects you. But what we've got to do is make it so that we can help you if you start to struggle with it. Yeah. Because from time to time, people will. I've spoken to road death investigation officers who've said 20 years, thought this wellbeing thing was management guff. This one job hit me like a steam train. Never saw it coming. I'm not sure why, but I thought I was bulletproof. But I got good support off, one of the counsellors in occupational health. I realised that they're there to help me, and I'm starting to get back my mojo back a bit. But it literally hit this individual like a steam train from nowhere. And we've got to recognise that that's what this job can do to you if you are not aware and you're not developing your own sort of personal resilience, positive stuff, but more importantly, your organisation, your culture, and the people around you. It isn't a compassionate, supportive culture, and the services need to be there to support you as well. So, we could rattle on about this all day, couldn't we? Because we're passionate about it. But it's sometimes a slow ship to turn, But I think we've gone so far on this now, we're not going to snap back. It's about pushing ahead now and improving even more.